India. आपको मालूम है भारत है क्या, हिंदुस्तान है क्या? Nobody knows. 143 crore people living in India, not a single one can say what is India. Nobody, none of you can tell. I'll tell you. See, this is a country of immigrants. It is like North America. The difference between North America and India is, in North America, people came mainly from Europe over the last, say, 500 years. In India, people have been coming for 10,000 years. But broadly, we are a country of immigrants. 93-94% people living in India today, including maybe all of you. You are not original inhabitants of India. In a sense, you are all foreigners. Your ancestors came mainly from Northwest. See, at one time it was believed that the original inhabitants of India were Dravidians and Aryans came from outside. Now this theory has also been disproved. Now the accepted theory is both Aryans and Dravidians were invaders. And who were the original inhabitants of India? They were the pre-Dravidian tribals known as Adivasis or scheduled tribes, like Bhils, Gonds, Santals, Todas of the Nilgiris. These people who were massacred in large numbers by our ancestors and driven into forests. They are hardly 5 or 6% of the Indian population today. They are the original inhabitants. Dravidians came from outside. See, it is claimed that we Dravidians are the original inhabitants. But this has been disproved. I'll give you two reasoning. Even today, there is a language in Baluchistan, which is part of Pakistan, in which a language spoken is called Brahui. B-R-A-H-U-I. Please note it down in your mobile if you've got it. Brahui, which is similar to your Kannada or Tamil. Now this is surprise, you will be surprised. How is the South Indian language being spoken by 2 million people today in Baluchistan? I've met many of those Brahui speakers. Their language is similar to your Kannada or Tamil. How? In Pakistan there's a Dravidian language being spoken today. Obviously, this proves that some remnants of the Dravidians still have survived. And at one time, the Dravidians were living in this area, Pakistan area, and they were driven down maybe by Aryans or whoever. So that is one proof that even Dravidians were outsiders. And secondly, these pre-Dravidian tribals, these Bhils, Gonds, Santals, etc., they do not speak the Dravidian group of languages. You've got a Dravidian group of languages which includes Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, etc. These tribals do not speak the Dravidian group of languages. They speak a group of languages which are called Austric group of languages. A-U-S-T-R-I-C, which is very different from the Dravidian group of languages. So this also indicates that there are three layers. Aryans came from outside, Dravidians came from outside, original inhabitants were the pre-Dravidian tribals. See, people kept rolling into India for 10,000 years. Why? Except on 3 occasions, people ran from India outside. One was the indentured labor, which was sent by the Britishers to Fiji and Mauritius, British Guiana, and so on, as plantation labor in the 19th century. Second was a group of people on the western coast like Gujarat who went as traders to East Africa. And thirdly, the diaspora over the last 50 years, IIT graduates, doctors, the highly educated people who went to America and on. Except on these 3 occasions, nobody left India. Everybody kept coming into India. Why? The reason is that people migrate from uncomfortable areas to comfortable areas. Obviously, everybody wants comfort. Now, in those days, there was no modern industries. There were agricultural societies. What do you require for agriculture? For agriculture, you require level land, fertile soil, plenty of water for irrigation, and so on. All this was in abundance in the Indian subcontinent. If you go from Rawalpindi to Bangladesh, deep south, Kanyakumari, all level land, fertile soil, lakes, rivers, paradise for agriculture. So everybody kept rolling in for 10,000 years. Why should anybody go from India to, say, Afghanistan, which is covered with snow for several months in a year, rocky, uncomfortable, mountainous. Everybody wants comfort. So people kept and there's no extreme climate. I live in Delhi. The minimum temperature becomes, say, 5 degrees centigrade. It is not minus 30 degrees centigrade as in Russia and all. It is cold, but not killing cold. So it is tolerable. So the climate is relatively not so extreme. So people kept coming into India for 10,000 years because this was ideal for agriculture. And that is why there's so much diversity in India.